Smart English Podcast.
Let's talk about everything.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Smart English Podcast. And today we are talking about one of my favorite topics ever, which is pets. Because honestly, I can talk about animals for hours without getting bored.
That is very true, and I think this might become the longest episode in history if we are not careful, because once people start talking about their pets, they suddenly become professional storytellers.
Yes, and sometimes we even show hundreds of photos that nobody asked to see, but we proudly explain every single one anyway.
Exactly, and we say things like, "Look at this one, he is just sleeping," as if it is the most exciting event in the world.
But to us, it really is exciting because our pets are not just animals. They are family members with very strong personalities.
So, Jessica, tell us about your pet, because I know you have some funny stories to share.
Yes, I have a small dog named Milo, and he looks very innocent and calm when you first see him, but in reality, he is full of energy and sometimes behaves like he drank too much coffee.
That already sounds dangerous and adorable at the same time.
It really is, because one time I left my shoes near the door for just 5 minutes, and when I came back, Milo was proudly sitting in the middle of the room with one shoe in his mouth like he had won a trophy.
Not the trophy shoe. Did he at least choose an old one?
Of course not. He chose my favorite new pair because apparently dogs have excellent taste when it comes to destroying expensive things.
I think they secretly know exactly which item will cause the biggest emotional reaction.
I am starting to believe that too, because he ignored all the old shoes and selected the brand new one like a fashion critic.
That reminds me of my cat, Luna, who pretends to be quiet and elegant, but actually has a secret talent for knocking things off tables for no reason at all.
Oh no, she's one of those cats?
Yes, and she does it while maintaining direct eye contact with me, as if she is saying, "I'm doing this on purpose and you cannot stop me."
That is so funny because cats really have that confident attitude, like they own the house and we are just paying rent.
Exactly, and sometimes I feel like I'm her assistant instead of her owner, because I serve her food, clean her space, and open doors whenever she demands it.
Teasing, so basically you are working full-time for Luna without a salary.
Yes, and my payment is her ignoring me most of the day and then suddenly wanting attention at midnight.
But even with all the chaos, pets bring so much happiness into our lives. Because when I come home after a long day, Milo runs toward me like I've been gone for 10 years, even if I only left for 30 minutes.
That unconditional excitement is something very special because animals do not care about your bad mood or your mistakes. They just want to be near you.
Yes, and sometimes when I feel stressed, just sitting next to Milo and petting him makes me feel calm again, even without saying a single word.
I feel the same with Luna because even though she acts dramatic and independent, when she quietly sits next to me, it feels peaceful and comforting.
Playful and curious, does Luna ever do something extremely embarrassing in front of guests?
Oh yes. One time I invited friends over and Luna suddenly jumped onto the table in the middle of dinner like she was the special guest of honor.
No way! What did she do next?
She walked slowly across the table, looked at everyone's food carefully, and then decided to sit down directly in front of my friend's plate as if she was waiting to be served.
That is so funny, but also so funny. I wouldn't know whether to apologize or take a photo.
I did both, actually.
Cheerful and reflective, I think funny moments like these are the reason we love our pets so much, because they make ordinary days more interesting and unpredictable.
Agreeing warmly, yes, and even when they cause small problems like chewing shoes or knocking over glasses, those memories later become stories we laugh about.
Exactly, because one day we will look back and miss even the silly and chaotic moments.
Light and friendly. In the next part, maybe we can talk about how to take care of pets properly and share more funny stories because I have at least 10 more Luna stories ready.
I am not surprised at all, and I also have many Milo stories waiting to embarrass him publicly.
Poor Milo and Luna. They have no idea they're becoming podcast stars today.
Yes, but they deserve it, because they bring so much joy into our lives. Okay, Brian, before we continue, I just remembered another Milo story, and I promise this one is even more embarrassing for me than for him.
Oh no, that already sounds dangerous, and I am fully ready for this story because pet embarrassment stories are my favorite kind.
So, one morning, I was feeling very productive and organized, and I decided to do some home exercise in the living room, and Milo was watching me very carefully like a serious fitness coach.
I can already imagine him judging your form and shaking his head.
Exactly. And when I started doing jumping exercises, he suddenly thought we were playing a new game, so he began jumping too, barking loudly and running in circles around me like we were in a sports competition.
So basically your workout became a dog party instead of a fitness session.
Yes, and the worst part is that I live in an apartment, so I am sure my neighbors were very confused about why someone was jumping and a dog was barking at 8 in the morning.
They probably thought you were training for a very unusual Olympic event.
Maybe synchronized jumping with a dog should become a new sport.
That reminds me of the time Luna decided to become an interior designer without my permission.
Oh no, what did she redesign?
She attacked the living room curtains like they were her personal climbing wall, and I walked into the room just in time to see her hanging there proudly like she had reached the top of a mountain.
Not the curtains. That is such classic cat behavior.
Yes, and when I said her name in a serious voice, she slowly turned her head toward me as if to say, "This is modern art. You just do not understand."
I love how pets always look so confident, even when they are clearly doing something wrong.
Exactly, and after she jumped down, she walked away calmly like nothing happened, leaving me to fix the art project.
But even with all these crazy moments, I feel like pets teach us patience in a very real way, because you cannot stay angry at them for long when they look at you with those innocent eyes.
That is very true, because sometimes I try to be serious with Luna, but then she rolls over and shows her tiny paws, and suddenly my serious speech disappears completely.
Yes, they have that special power, and they know exactly when to use it.
I'm convinced that pets secretly attend acting classes when we are not home, because their dramatic skills are impressive.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Curious, does Milo have any strange habits that make you question his personality sometimes?
Oh, yes. He is afraid of absolutely nothing except one very specific thing, which is the vacuum cleaner. And whenever I turn it on, he runs away like I just released a monster into the house.
Luna is exactly the same. And it's funny because the vacuum cleaner is not even chasing them, but they act like it's a dangerous animal.
I once tried to show Milo that the vacuum cleaner was harmless, and he looked at me like I had completely lost my mind.
Luna once hid behind the sofa and watched the vacuum cleaner carefully as if she was planning a secret attack but never actually doing it.
Maybe they're forming a secret pet support group about scary household appliances.
Yes, the first rule of the group is avoid the vacuum at all costs.
Even though pets can be chaotic and dramatic, I feel like they make our homes feel alive and full of personality because there's always something unexpected happening.
I feel the same way, because before I had Luna, my apartment felt quiet and predictable, but now even a simple evening can turn into a funny adventure.
And at the end of the day, when Milo falls asleep next to me after all the energy and noise, it feels peaceful and comforting, like the house is complete.
Yes, and those quiet moments remind us that beyond the jokes and funny stories, pets bring real companionship and unconditional love into our lives.
But of course, tomorrow they will probably do something new and crazy that we can talk about in the next episode.
That is guaranteed, because living with a pet means you always have fresh content for storytelling.
So, in the next part, let's share even more funny memories and maybe talk about how our pets changed our daily routines in surprising ways.
That sounds perfect, because I have at least 3 more Luna stories that are almost too embarrassing to share, but I will share them anyway.
Okay, Brian, you promised at least 3 embarrassing Luna stories, so I hope you are ready because I am fully prepared to laugh and maybe judge you just a little bit.
I knew this moment would come, and I accept my fate, because being a pet owner means accepting public embarrassment as part of your life.
That is very true, so please tell us what Luna did this time and do not skip any details.
All right, so one day I was on an important video call for work, and I was speaking very seriously about a project, trying to sound professional and intelligent, when suddenly Luna jumped onto my desk without warning.
Oh no, that is never a good sign.
It gets worse, because she walked directly in front of the camera, and for a few seconds my colleagues could only see her face very close to the screen, like she was the one leading the meeting.
Please tell me she did not press any keys on your keyboard.
She absolutely did, and somehow she muted me, so I was talking seriously about budgets while nobody could hear a single word.
That is unbelievable. Luna really said, "This meeting is boring, let me take control."
I'm pretty sure she believes she's my manager now.
That reminds me of the time Milo decided to protect me from absolutely nothing because he suddenly started barking at the window very loudly and I thought something serious was happening outside.
What was it? A stranger or another dog?
No, it was a plastic bag moving slightly in the wind, and he was acting like he had discovered a dangerous enemy trying to attack our home.
Not the scary plastic bag. That's truly a brave guardian you have there.
Yes, he risked his life to save me from lightweight trash.
You should give him a medal for his courage and bravery in the face of floating danger.
I almost did because after barking for 5 minutes, he looked at me proudly like he expected applause.
You know what's funny? Pets always react with full confidence, even when they are completely wrong.
That is so true. And sometimes I wish I had that level of confidence in life because Milo never doubts himself, even when he's clearly confused.
Luna once stared at her own reflection in the mirror for 10 minutes, looking shocked and suspicious, as if she had discovered another cat living in the house.
Did she try to fight the reflection?
She first tried to act cool, pretending she didn't care, and then she slowly reached out her paw and touched the mirror, and when nothing happened, she just walked away like she solved the mystery.
I love how pets never admit defeat, they just pretend everything was part of their plan. Curious and playful, does Luna ever wake you up in the middle of the night for no reason at all?
Immediately laughing. Every single night, and she doesn't even try to be quiet, because she jumps on my bed and stares directly at my face until I open my eyes.
That is so dramatic, like she is saying, "Excuse me, why are you sleeping when I'm awake?"
Exactly, and sometimes she gently taps my cheek with her paw, which sounds cute, but at 3 in the morning it feels less cute.
Milo does something similar, except he sighs loudly near my ear like he's disappointed in me for not giving me attention.
Teasing. So both our pets believe they're the main characters and we are just supporting actors.
Playful. Honestly, I think that is exactly how they see the world.
Soft and sincere. But even with all these funny and sometimes exhausting moments, I can't imagine my life without Luna because she adds personality, laughter, and comfort to my everyday routine.
Warmly agreeing. I feel the same about Milo, because even when he steals my shoes or barks at plastic bags, he makes my life brighter and less boring.
Smiling gently. And maybe that's the real reason we love our pets so much. Not because they are perfect, but because they are perfectly imperfect in the most entertaining way.
That is such a beautiful way to describe it, and I think every pet owner listening right now is smiling and remembering their own funny stories.
Playful tone. And if anyone says their pet is always calm and well-behaved, I'm sorry, but I don't fully believe them.
Yes, please send proof, because we need evidence.
Chuckling. In the next part, maybe we can talk about how our pets changed our daily habits and made us more responsible, even if they also made us a little more tired.
Cheerful and excited. That sounds perfect, because living with a pet definitely teaches responsibility in very unexpected ways. Okay, Brian, I think we need to be completely honest about one thing, which is that our pets did not only bring love and happiness into our lives, but they also completely changed our daily routines in ways we never expected.
That is absolutely true, because before Luna came into my life, I used to wake up peacefully with an alarm clock. But now I wake up because a small furry creature is standing on my chest, staring deeply into my soul.
That sounds like the beginning of a horror movie, but in a cute version.
Yes, the movie would be called The Cat Who Refused to Let Me Sleep.
I would definitely watch that movie, especially if the main character keeps saying, just 5 more minutes, while the cat says, absolutely not.
Exactly, because once Luna decides it is breakfast time, there is no negotiation, no discussion, and no snooze button.
Milo is the same, and sometimes he wakes me up early on weekends, and I try to explain to him that it is Saturday and humans like to rest, but he looks at me like weekends are just a myth I invented.
Pets do not believe in weekends. They believe in schedules, and unfortunately, their schedule is always early.
Yes, and if I try to ignore him, he suddenly becomes very dramatic and starts walking around the room loudly like he is organizing a protest.
A protest for more treats and earlier breakfast.
Exactly. And honestly, sometimes I give up and say, fine, you win, because arguing with a dog who does not understand English is not very effective.
Another big change is how responsible you suddenly become, because even if you feel lazy or tired, you still have to feed them, clean their space, and make sure they're comfortable, which means you cannot just disappear for the whole day without planning.
That is true, and even though it can feel tiring sometimes, it also teaches discipline and care, because you realize that another living being depends on you completely.
Yes, and it is funny how we complain about waking up early for ourselves, but we will wake up immediately if our pet needs something.
That is so true, because if my alarm rings, I think, maybe 5 more minutes. But if Milo makes one tiny sound, I jump up like a superhero responding to an emergency.
Yes, we transform from sleepy humans into responsible pet parents in 2 seconds.
But honestly, all the early mornings, the chewed shoes, the scratched curtains, and the embarrassing public moments are worth it because the love and loyalty pets give us is so pure and honest.
I completely agree, because when Luna curls up next to me after a long day, all the funny chaos feels small, and I'm reminded that having a pet is not just about funny stories, but about companionship and comfort.
And sometimes when I feel stressed or sad, Milo seems to notice it immediately and he quietly stays near me, which makes me feel less alone without saying a single word.
Pets may not speak our language, but they understand emotions in a way that feels very real and comforting.
But before we end, I need to ask one very important question, and you must answer honestly because our listeners deserve the truth.
Oh no, that sounds serious, and I'm slightly worried already.
Teasing. Who really owns the house, you or Luna?
I'd like to say me, but if we're being completely honest, I'm just the person who pays the bills while Luna makes all the important decisions.
I knew it. And I think Milo is the same, because I buy the food, clean the house, and organize everything, but he walks around like the king of the apartment.
So basically, we're employees of our pets, and our payment is cuddles and funny memories.
And honestly, that's a salary I am happy to accept.
To everyone listening, if you have a pet, we hope this episode made you smile and reminded you of your own funny and sweet moments.
And if you don't have a pet yet, maybe one day you will experience this beautiful mix of chaos, responsibility, laughter, and unconditional love.
Cherish those funny moments with your pets.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us and sharing these joyful stories about our furry family members.
We truly appreciate you listening, laughing with us, and practicing your English at the same time.
Take care of yourselves and your pets, and maybe give them an extra treat today, but not too many or they will think they are even more in control than they already are.
Yes, let's not increase their power too much. We'll see you in the next episode of the Smart English Podcast.
Goodbye, everyone.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more English learning videos. See you in the next episode.